Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all? And looking at me, country. How are you all this Friday morning? Good to see you. Grace and peace. Happy Faith, Favor, and Funds Friday. You know, I love Mid Friday. I need to make those shirts again so that you all can get one. We believe in faith, favor, and funds over here. Amen. Happy Friday to you guys. It's good to see you all tune in. Come on in, like this broadcast. If you're on Facebook, will you like this? Click that like button, put a heart right there. And when you tag three people in this message and tell them, hey, Apostle Coach J. Daniels has been on fire all week. You need to tune in right now or listen to the replay. Tag three people in right here. And then share this to your page, your groups, whatever you have right there that you can share this to. And then make sure that you're following Rev J. Daniels page and you hit the bell notifications for when we come live right here. And then if you're on YouTube, welcome to all of our Creating Your Now YouTubers. We're so excited. I'm trying to get with the times, and YouTube is where it's at. So we're over here with you guys on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Will you make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel? And will you like this video and then send the link out to 3 or 4 people and let them know, hey, Creating Your Now is on right now, and you need to tune in while we arise and build. Today, I want to talk to us about closure. And what a way to end the week, right? Closure. Closure creates capacity. That's today's broadcast title. Closure creates capacity. If you're taking notes, let's get ready to talk about this closure that creates capacity. There's a reason you feel mentally tired when nothing feels finished. There's a reason. You have open loops, unfinished conversations, unresolved decisions, incomplete assignments, delayed obedience. This all mentally drains you because there's no closure, there's no completion, whether good or bad, whether perfect or imperfect, there's no completion. It leaves a lot of open space, open places to be drained. Every unfinished thing takes up space in your mind. Uh-huh. Unfinished assignments, unfinished ideas from your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, when you was a teenager. That's all somewhere in your brain taking up a space, and you're wondering why you're always mentally exhausted. Everything incomplete is taking up space and draining from your mental capacity. And we can't afford to carry what's next with all of this open, unfinished business. We got to stop keeping things incomplete in our mind, in our spirit, in our souls, so that we can carry what God wants us to carry next. Builders understand this. We value closure. In fact, let me tell you how much so that closure is valued is that in most industries, they have a whole department for closing. Close closers. Why? Because closing something is important. We can't go on. We can't get paid. We can't be profitable. We can't be productive. We can't be impactful without closing. Builders understand this, and we value closure. Truth number one. Let's go. You're taking notes. Unfinished things drain our energy. We talked about this last week. I want to talk about it a little more, and then we're going to go into what your coaching assignment is. And let me know also if you're in the school app. Just let me know how this is helping you in the comments there. In start a discussion or in the discussion thread. Just put it right there. I post a discussion thread. You can just put it right there. How this is. This is helping you, especially if you were part of Dream, Pray, Create, and Grace House. How from church preaching at you to coaching you, how more impactful or not? Is it? I just want to hear from you in that regard. Unfinished things drain your energy. Your mind keeps track of what you haven't completed. That's why you lay in bed at night and you're like, oh man, I didn't do this. Oh man, I didn't do that. And you can't really sleep at night because you're thinking about all the things you should have done at work, all the things you should have done before you left, all the things you should have done, the dishes that's not cleaned. I should have put that up. I should have put the food up. You're laying there trying to get sleep, trying to rest, but your brain is keeping track of everything you didn't complete that day. Well, guess what? When the next day happened, you didn't erase what that, you just filed that away. It's filed away in your brain, but it's still draining your energy. Even when you're not thinking about it, it's pulling at your attention. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. That's why you feel heavy, distracted, overwhelmed, not because you're doing too much, but because you have too much open, too many things on the table that have no closure, that has no completion. Closure doesn't just finish tasks, it frees up energy. Because when I close an assignment here, I have more energy and more space to do something else. The reason why a lot of things seem overwhelming to you right now is because you have too much energy being pulled in too many different directions. This is why you're going to keep hearing me in these coaching calls say, make small, executable, actionable steps. Because you need to have some checks on your checklist. You need to have some closures so that your energy can be free and things are not draining you. You're drained trying to figure out how I'm going to get all this done in the day. You need to get up in the morning and make your checklist. And then you need to decide what kind of person you are. Okay. Some of us are, majority people are small to big. Let me get the small things out the way and knock out as many small things as I can. Some of us like a challenge. So we're going to do the hardest and the biggest thing first. Now, everybody can't do that because sometimes that will exhaust your energy. And what was simple would now become hard. So some people may need to do the simple tasks, quick tasks, and complete them quicker and first. You need to decide what type of person you are and what kind of energy you produce during the day. But you need to get up in the morning and create your checklist and just close some things off. Scratch some things off the list. I'm telling you, it's going to make you more motivated. It's going to make you more confident that you can complete, and it's going to free your energy so that you have the capacity to do it. Okay. Core truth number two. Core truth number two. Peace comes from completion. Peace comes from completion. Peace isn't the absence of work. It's the presence of resolution. When something's resolved, when something's complete, when something is done, that's when peace can come in. That's why you used to hear your grandma say, I'm at peace about the situation. Or I don't have no peace in the situation because there was no resolution. There was no resolve. There was nothing completed. Or there was. And you could be at peace. When something is finished, your mind can rest. When you've completed that task, when you completed that chapter, when you completed that book, when you completed that post, when you completed that live, your mind can rest. It's at ease now. Some of you right now, the reason your mind is scattered and all over the place is because you have not completed one thing. So it cannot rest. It's not at ease. Make your list. Complete those things so your mind can be at ease and at rest. That rest creates clarity. Clarity then in return creates capacity. Some of us don't have capacity because we don't have clarity. We can't get clarity because we can't get rest. And we can't get rest because we don't have any peace. We can't get peace because we don't have anything completed. We don't have no resolution. We don't have no resolve. We don't have no evidence. We don't have no fruit. You don't need a break. You know, I was thinking yesterday, I need a break. I need a break. I need a break. I need a trip to Mexico. My wife said, let's go to Mexico. February is her birthday. I was like, we need a break. And then I got to thinking, okay, I do want a break. I don't need, watch this. I don't need a break. I want a break. I built in systems of rest, right? So rest, I constantly get rest in my rhythm. 6 days work, 7 day complete, rest. Okay? I build in rhythms of rest. So I don't need a break. I want a break. Therefore, because I want a break, I need closure on some things. You think you need a break, but you don't need a break as much as you need closure. You need to check some things off your list, and then that break you desire, you now deserve. Builders finish so they can move forward clean. Oh, watch this. Did you hear what I just said? Write that down. Builders, visionaries, CEOs, we finish so that we can move forward clean. Some of you all are moving forward, but it's too messy. The water's too muddy. It's too much unfinished business. It's too much in the dangle. It's too much that's not clear. Some of us need to stop, pause, and complete some things right now before we take another step forward. I know you got a timeline. I know you got a destination. I know you got a time you want to be at that destination, but you need to stop moving right now. And you need to close some things, some doors, some opportunities, some assignments, whatever it is, there needs to be some closure right now so that you can move forward clean and not muddy up the water. See, where you are right now, you see the clean water, but by the time you get to it, you muddy it up because you've brought too much unfinished business. Let's finish a business here so that we don't continue the cycles of muddying the water. Okay. Core truth number three. Core truth number three. Capacity is created by letting go. Capacity is created by letting go. Now, before I get into the point I want to make here, this is not talked about enough. This is not talked about enough. That in order to embrace new, we got to lay aside old. In order to embrace a birth or a rebirth, we got to also embrace a death. This is something we don't talk about. That in order to get capacity, we got to throw away something. I got to clean the refrigerator if I want to put, you know how it is. Every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every big holiday where you're going to have a bunch of leftovers, you got to clean, you got to deep clean the refrigerator because you're going to have a room. Nobody talks about that. In order to have more capacity, I got to be okay with getting rid of, decluttering, clearing out, letting go of, closing some things. Think about it. Every new beginning has grief built into it already. Oh man, this is good to me. I can't wait to the month of February when we talk about building while grieving. February is going to be amazing. Every new beginning has grief already built in it. No one talks about this thing, and no one teaches us how to healthy grieve, letting go of so that we can embrace the new. We'll talk about it all month of February, but that just got good to me. I got excited right there. It should have made your belly leap. It should have hit you like a ton of bricks right there because you've not been able to articulate why sometimes new opportunities make you feel guilty. New doors and new rooms and new relationships and new regions make you feel heavy, make you feel sad, make you feel angry, frustrated. Nobody talks about that in order to embrace new beginnings, new capacity, new places, we got to also embrace grieving. because something died. Something had to get let go of. Something had to be closed and decluttered. We'll talk about it next month. Let me get to my point three. Core truth number three: is created by letting go. Capacity is not about adding more. It's about releasing what no longer needs to be carried in this moment. I'll say that again. Capacity is not about adding more. It's about releasing what no longer needs to be carried in this moment. Some things need to be finished. Some need to be decided. Some need to be ended. Indecision is a form of delay. Write it down. Indecision, your inability to decide, is a form of delay. It is delaying you. Some of us are spending too much time at a crossroad trying to decide, quote unquote, and it's delaying us. Builders decide, builders close, and builders move forward. Watch this, lighter. Stop taking all that weight with you. Stop taking all that baggage with you. I was thinking about this. I've moved a lot. If you've been in Dream, Pray, Create alone, which is in the last 6 years, 5 years, you have been with me in Georgia, you've been with me in California, you've been with me in Arizona, you've been with me in Houston, and now you've been with me in Tennessee. If you've been a part of Dream, Pray, Create within the last 5 years, you've been in all of those places with me. If you're a part of Creating Your Day, which was before Dream, Pray, Create on Facebook, you've been all these places with me. Atlanta, LA, Scottsdale, Arizona, Houston, Texas, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You've been in all these places with me. I've moved a lot. I like moving. I like living in different places. I believe that we're going to make this our headquarters, but we'll have a condo in Miami, a condo in Georgia, a condo in LA, a condo in Arizona. I'm for it. I'm for it. We got about 6 more years for our kids to all be out of school, and I'm for traveling every day. Each time I've moved several places, I declutter. Now, let me tell you this about me. I'm not a pack rat. I don't believe in packing a lot of stuff. In fact, I'm more of a nomad, so I travel lightly. You know what I'm saying? However, this is a coaching call, so however, I do hoard papers. It got addresses, social security numbers. It got, important information on there. It got stuff I may have to go back and look at later. It got stuff I didn't process at the time I received it. So there's always this bag, box, crate of papers that I carry. Okay. Well, each time I move, don't laugh at me. Each time I move, I go through the same box, the same box of papers. And I say, you know what? Some of this stuff is from a decade ago. It got to go. And each time I move, I create a shred pile. Now I don't, my wife, she like clothes. So hers is clothes. Mine is paper. I'm gonna keep paperwork. My grandmother was like that. If until she died, my grandpa cleared out the house. But before she died, I mean, you okay, let me just make it clear. When I started baking pound cakes last year with my grandma's recipe was written on the back of a Southwestern Bell envelope. That was AT&T before AT&T. Southwestern Bell envelope that was dated 1992. It was a couple years younger than me. That'll let you know how much my grandmother kept paperwork. She kept mail for 10, 15 years. Mostly because she like me or me like her, right on the back of envelopes. I don't know why the back of envelopes is important to us. I'm trying to build a system to be more like my wife who keeps tablets. But you know, I'm a back of an envelope type guy, but my grandma taught me that. And so I'm teaching you all to keep a tablet, right? Because, you know, it's just better to keep up with what you're writing that way. But each time I move, getting back on topic, each time I move, I had to go through that paperwork. Because in order to go into the next place, I need to let go of some of the old stuff. I'm gonna get new mail in the next place, and I'm gonna need a crate to throw it in. So I got to get rid of some of the old stuff to create capacity. You are moving forward. Yes, you are. But you're carrying too much weight with you, and you're going to have no capacity at the new place for what God wants to give you because you keep carrying stuff from open. Some of the stuff you just need to get rid of because it has seen too much trauma. Some clothes I just got rid of because the clothes had seen too much trauma. Okay, it was too much trauma in that clothes. It had been too many places, too many traumatic places. I got to get rid of it. Some things you just need to get rid of so that you can create capacity. Okay, here's our homework assignment, our coaching assignment. Take inventory. Ask yourself this: what is still open in my life? What needs a decision? What needs a finish? What needs a release? What needs a closure? Don't try everything. Just choose one thing. Don't try it all. Just choose one thing. Finish it. Decide on it or end it. So, our coaching assignment is to write out some things that are still open in our life and then decide out of that what needs a decision, what needs a finishing, what needs a release, what needs a conclosure, what needs a completion, and then choose at least one of those things and finish it, decide it, or end it. Closure is an act of wisdom. You don't need more space, you need fewer open loops. This is the season that you'll close cycles, you'll clear your mind, and you'll make room for what's next. Because when you finish what's behind you, you can gain capacity for what God has ahead of you. All right. Let us give our declarations again. Happy Friday to you guys. Make sure you like, tag, and share this broadcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you got the bell notifications on so that you can get a notification when we are live right here. Okay. Today's declaration: I close open loops. I release unfinished weight. I create space for what's next. I finish well and I create my now. I close open loops. I release unfinished weight. I create space for what's next. I finish well and I create my now. As we finish this week, maybe you want to partner. Maybe you need to sow. Maybe you need to donate. Maybe you need to partner with us right here. Get your seed of 913, whatever denomination of 913 you're sowing for this week. As we come to a closure this week, grab your 913, your 2913, your 5913, wherever your 913 is, and put your seed of faith, your act of faith in the ground that says, I'm believing that yes, indeed, it will not be long now. That's God's decree. It's not man's decree. It's not Reverend Jay's decree. It's God's decree that things are going to happen so fast that my head's going to swim, that everywhere I turn will be blessings. I won't even be able to keep up. Why? Because I'm closing some things and I'm creating capacity for some new things, an overflow. All right. Well, it was good hanging with you this week for Rise and Build. We'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place. We're here every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. if you're on the East Coast, 4 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. Join us as we arise and build. This is a coaching call, and we're here to coach you into your next, which is your now. So help me by spreading this word, share this out, let people know we're on and we're helping you, we're coaching you to create your now. Remember, keep arising, keep building. Go, grow, and glow. May his peace, his protection, and his provision be your portion. More grace.